Welcome back, everyone. I'm Mark, and this is Slot Journal. Been a few months since I've last recorded a video, and I'll get into that a little bit. Lots happened. Obviously, get into summertime, and I've talked about this before. You know, it's time for family, vacations, trips, and things. I certainly took advantage of that time to do all those things. And I got towards the end of the summer and into the fall. Well, I just got an offer from the place I work to retirement. They had a nice package available, and I took advantage of it. And you know, if those of you who may have retired, you know this, but you know, there's a lot of paperwork and everything that has to be filled out. Considerations for, you know, benefits, pension, insurance. I also went on to Social Security, you know, Medicare. All those things have to be worked out, and it takes a lot of time and effort. So we got that squared away, and it's all good now. I have more time to devote to slot cars, which is nice, and making videos. The other thing was late September, I became a grandfather for the first time. My daughter and son-in-law live out in New Jersey. They have a beautiful baby girl, and you know, I kind of forgot how much I like to hold little babies. It's fun when they're grandkids. But that was a lot of fun. Big deal for me, and I've really enjoying that too. So, but you know, the holidays have come and gone now, and you know, my attention is turned back to my hobby, and that's what I want to get into a little bit now. You know, I've talked about it before. You know, work-life balance. For me, this is a hobby. It's a pastime. It is not an obsession. I enjoy slot cars, working with them, collecting them, running them, making tracks and scenery, all those kind of things. But, you know, it asked me, do you live, breathe, and eat slot cars? I would say no. I know a lot of you do out there, and that's great. That's why we have so much great content out there, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or all the other, you know, websites out there. Instagram, all those things that, you know, we can get our daily fill of, you know, slot car content. So that's always a good thing, and I appreciate all of those of you who can do that. I can't, but I'm back on the horse again, and I'm making content, and that's what counts. So last time, the last video I had, we were involved in a control tower project, which will continue. We're going to get back to that. But what we're going to be working on now, what I'm going to kind of start and kick off, is the track project. You know, if you have a YouTube channel and you're doing slot car related content, it's really kind of hard if you don't have a track to run cars on. You know, you get new cars, you can't run them or test them. You know, you don't even really have a place to, you know, photograph them nicely the way you'd like to. And it's kind of a prerequisite for, you know, having a good channel. So I made it, you know, my goal this year to get my track up and running and, you know, get that working. But beyond that, just to get a track up and running, I want to take you on a journey starting from ground one on building that track. And what we're going to do as time goes on is we're going to, you know, go through the planning process, the design of the track, the concept I have for the track, and then we're going to start at ground one, collecting the pieces, putting it all together, getting it set up, testing it to make sure it's, you know, the way I want, and then starting the building process. You know, this track, it's an Arton track, and again, I'll talk more about that later. It's a hard plastic track. All the joints get filled, the track gets painted. The end result is something similar to what you'd have, you know, with a wooden routed track. And there's, you know, a lot of scenery involved as well. So we'll get into that, and I'll take you along in a few minutes, and we'll take a look at where we are there. But again, I want to take you on that journey and kind of document that whole process in the hopes that it'll be helpful to you as you maybe plan your own track. This is going to be track number 3. For me, they've all been, landscape tracks and everything. So we'll see where that goes. But as far as that, you'll see the planning. We'll talk about the materials, all the considerations you have for your space and things like that, and the construction of the various components in the track. Because there's a lot of different options, things you can have, on a track when you set it up. And you have to have a thought process behind that, when you decide what you're going to do and what you like to do in the track. So with that, what I'm going to do is let's go. We're going to go over to the track, and I'll show you where we are so far. I'm not kidding, it's a mess. But we'll take a look at it, and you can see what we're doing. Come on, let's go. So excuse me as we're heading through my messy basement where all our outdoor plants, like our hibiscus, come live for the winter. But we'll go over here to the track area. You can see what I've got going so far. Now this track, I built this base here. Those openings are all for obviously storage. They're going to get wooden double doors on every opening there. They go all closed in, so it's nice and neat. And here's where we are so far. As I said before, we're using Art and Track. It's plastic. It's all joints are filled, painted. I went and pinstriped all these, borders and everything by hand. And once we got that done, all the structure, the supportive structure of the track is all here. It's all nailed, glued in place, so it's nice. Gives a nice steady base for the track. And this is where we are so far. So starting over here, basically. This is a old city, like a medieval city. This track, if you can't tell from the background, is set in Switzerland, and it would be considered kind of like a new track. But part of it goes up in this old medieval city, comes down and around, and then this back section here, which is about 11 feet long, this is where the pit building, pits, grandstands, everything will go along the center of that back corner there. I have a non-operating pit lane there, just again for display. Again, that is all foam core painted to match the track color. And all that stuff will go in the back because, again, it's probably the tallest buildings we have on the track, and I don't want them to obstruct any view of that. So that stuff all goes to the back. And then when we come around here, this will go up into what I call the alpine section. There's going to be a little bit higher. This end over here is about 12 to 14 inches higher than the base level of track down on the top of that door. And there's going to be a like a viewing platform up here. And I'm trying to set up a overhead, like a lift that'll go from this spot down to where that cardboard box is down there. So I think it'll shape up pretty well. This is similar to a layout I had before. Another thing about here, because again, this track is theoretically set in Switzerland, down below here underneath, there's going to be, before I had a car park here, but this is going to be like a auto racing museum dedicated to some of the great Swiss drivers like Joe Siffert and Clay Regazzoni. Their cars will be in here on display when I'm not driving them. And we'll have all that going on as well. So again, this just gives you a little overview of where we are right now. And as we progress, you'll get to see more of this. And I'm actually going to go back and start from kind of square one. And I will be showing you how we got this far. So again, hope you enjoy this and hope you'll follow us on this journey. So I'm glad you had a chance to at least take a quick look at the track. And as I said, we're going to go back and start from the beginning and show you how we got that far. Just wanted to mention that, obviously since I last shot a video, there's been a lot going on in the slot car community, YouTube and things, and that's great. We've had a lot of new faces come on YouTube, people sharing their story, people doing more videos and content, and that is really wonderful. In that way, I don't feel so bad that I've been gone for a little while, because I know there's more than enough content out there for everybody to enjoy, and that's really wonderful. Even over the last few months too, I also set aside some time to work here in my office. I've upgraded some of my equipment and systems, got some new larger monitors for my system, upgraded a few other things, some more storage, all in an effort to try to improve the content a little bit, and just make the time I spend here a little more enjoyable as I'm working on videos and everything. So again, I'm really glad to be back. I hope you'll join me on this journey together as we try to get this track built. And again, if you want to see more of this content, I hope you'll like and certainly subscribe. And if you can recommend it, that's great too. It's always nice to have a lot of people watching. All right, this is the time sometimes when I'll point out or talk a little bit about things I've seen and heard, either on YouTube or just on my Facebook, Slot Car web pages, and things I've seen. And one is just a shout out and a salute to John Schaefer. John has a YouTube channel. He's had one for a few years now. He's done just some magnificent content. He races primarily Carrera cars, and he's got a really nice track, and he's done a series of really good videos on just tuning tips, advice, things you need to know to run those cars. John is a really great guy. His style, he's just doesn't take himself too seriously, kind of self-effacing humor, and that's wonderful. That's to see that kind of thing. But John recently did a video where he kind of signed off. He said it's his last YouTube video. Like a lot of people, John has other things going on in his life. Sometimes we can't expect people to do these hobby videos and things into perpetuity. Like I said, work-life balance, other things comes up, and sometimes people have to sign off for a while. So here's hoping maybe John will be able to come back at some point and share some more stuff with him. But I just wanted to give him a quick shout out. If you haven't seen his website or his videos on YouTube, be sure to go check him out and see what he has to offer. They're really good. The other one I have was Dave Vasquez, who is a friend on Facebook. A lot of people don't know about Dave, but I came across Dave because I joined the Vintage Slot Cars. That's one of the pages I subscribe to. And Dave is kind of a wizard. He really works the magic with nothing other than those old Eldon classics from like the 60s. He takes those cars and what I call he tarts them up. He really kind of brings them into the modern era. He does some really nice paint jobs. He gets the chassis to sit so they sit a little bit lower to the track. He updates the wheels, and he's come up with some real marvels. So if you get a chance to check him out on Facebook or see his posts on the Vintage Slot Cars, be sure to do so. You'll get a kick out of it. It'll make you think that maybe getting your hands on a couple of those old Eldons and updating them isn't such a bad idea. It's harder now because you get some crazy people out there with old Eldon cars that are original condition, sometimes beat up. They found in their attic and they think they're worth $50, $75. I've seen them for $100. Yeah, that's crazy. But for every one of those, you can pick one up at pretty much a bargain price. And try your hand at working some magic on those, because I think as Dave has demonstrated, you can do some pretty amazing things. So with that, time to sign off for this video. Again, next one we're going to get into the track planning process I did for my track. And we'll talk about that and kick this project off. So until then, later slot heads, take it easy and keep a firm grip on the trigger. Thank you.